Very good afternoon to all of you. Welcome to the video number 354, and in this video we are going to do an amazing exercise. It's not just an amazing, it is going to be highly advanced form of the arrays. So if you want to learn the arrays, guys, this is the right video for you. Well, I would say in terms of if you want to actually see more examples on the arrays, provided you know the basics. If you do not know the basics, then please go ahead and watch the playlist Excel arrays. And you can see there I have actually recently uploaded a video as well that how the arrays work. So welcome to the channel. My name is Ajay, and today we are going to start the video number 354, and I'm going to actually help Munish, who had sent out this email to me, which I want to read it out as usual. Dear Ajay, I'm following your channel and watch as much as I can. It's like now my hobby because videos are so informative and fun to watch. Thank you so much, Munish. Congrats for such a big work. Congratulations to you as well, because channel is growing. People are following the channel. You guys, posting your comments, writing your emails. I think it is just because of you guys, as I always say, the channel actually we have been able to come so far. I've started this channel 2 years back and never expected that we could go such a long way. Thank you so much. Thank you everybody who is watching this video right now. All right, so he says, I'm from a finance team and on daily I get the alpha numbers and my team separates the numbers manually, sending you a few such numbers. I have seen your video on Excel arrays and it was unbelievable formula. I got scared initially looking at the formula you made in video 82. Well, arrays are my favorite topic, and whether it is a VB or Excel, Excel VB or Excel, arrays are fantastic. Right, you might have heard me saying this a lot whenever I upload the videos. If I'm using the Excel VB arrays, or maybe in the Excel, if I'm using the arrays, both are absolutely different. I always say this, that I'm actually really admire the Microsoft for their such a great work that they developed the arrays. So absolutely, I'm with you when you say that it is unbelievable formula. I'm going to tell you today to my viewers also who are watching this the video maybe for the first time, and so let me read out quickly this what actually the question is. I understood the formula the way you explained, but when I tried to implement it in my Excel, I forgot the steps. Can you please write the steps in new video and also show me how to drag it on different cells? Will it be possible? Yes, it is possible. I want to explain this to my team as well. So once I learn from your video, I know arrays basics thanks again to your recent video wherein you talked about the basics. So it will be highly beneficial for me, and if I can see your steps and then can re-attempt. Of course, it is always my pleasure to assist you. In fact, this guys, if you're new to the channel, this is a place where you can have all these 350 videos on Excel VB, Access and Access VBA, right? I simply want everybody to be awesome in these 4 subjects, and that is why you can go to my channel and you will find all these different playlists. I'm just hovering, and you can see on the left side of this pane. You have the Excel VB introduction, you have the dashboard makings, you have connecting PowerPoint with the Excel, you have the Excel VB file handling, and if you just scroll it down, the list goes on and on. You have the Access macros, you have the Access forms. So guys, we have actually almost everything, right? So what you need to do is, first of all, if you don't have any idea about the arrays, please go ahead and check out this playlist, Excel arrays most powerful formula in Excel. Now remember, there is a playlist Excel VB arrays as well. I'm not referring to the Excel VB, I'm talking only about the Excel arrays in the front end, right? So Munish actually watched a video number, I think this is what the video number he watched, video number 82, longest formula. Right, so I'm going to refine this video today. I'm going to write all the steps. So what exactly is the requirement? And by the way, if you don't have any idea about the arrays, please first go and watch this video number 334, which I recently uploaded, understanding the arrays basics, how to use the Excel arrays in the Excel. So we have this requirement, and Munish, I have created all the steps for my all lovely people out there who are watching, who are taking out their precious time to stop by on my channel and trying to learn something on the arrays today. I hope I will not disappoint you. So what we want to do is, I have got your my subscribers actually the file also, but I will show that later. We will drag the formula. I will tell you that how to drag the formula, but in this situation we want to extract the numbers. How to extract the numbers from this alpha alphanumeric series. You can see I have here A, J and 4 and then Y7. So the answer actually which we are expecting here is it has to be 447. In fact, anything can come here, not a problem. Maybe you can also write like, you know, this. If I just write like this, A4 Y7, then automatically the answer should come as 47. So this is what we need to do. I uploaded 2 years back, you know, this kind of a video, but that was because it was 2 years back. That time we didn't have so many subscribers, so I explained it, but I didn't actually write the steps. So today I'm going to write the steps as well. As you can see, in fact, there are all these steps we are going to follow one by one, and then we will see how the formula is going to be, you know, made. Now in this, because this is going to be a very long formula, so what you need to do, first of all, you should have the good understanding on the arrays. You know, the basic understanding is required, how we actually make the F9. We use, you know, make the use of the F9, what are the true and the false parameters, and then you should be knowing these couple of formulas: offset, length, row, and then mid, and then if error, maybe I think if error also we will use, let me see, on maybe is number we want to use, and you should be knowing the mid function as well. And then what else, I guess that's it for now. So these are all the functions which we are going to use in just simple formula. Heard me right, I'm going to use every formula, I'm going to combine all these functions one by one, and we're going to use them in single row, okay, in single cell. Before I do that, I want to tell you what is the idea behind it. Guys, what we actually need to do is, if you look at the 47, how the 47 comes, obviously you will multiply 4 with 10, and then you will multiply 7 with 1, right? This is how, and then you can sum these numbers and you will have the answer 47, because this 4 is in the tens position and the 7 is in the ones position. How about if I create this 478, then what will happen? Obviously this 4 becomes 100 because it's in the hundreds place, right? If you read the table, and then 7 becomes 10, right? And then 8 becomes your equals to 8 into 1. So this will become like this, and then you can add these values, and this is how the number would come. So basically we will going to do some sort of this stuff, right? So let us go ahead step by step, but before I read all these steps, I want to give the idea. We will be going to separate all these values A4 Y7 separately like this. You can see here I've separated all the values. We are going to consider them, we are going to actually see that who all are the numbers. Okay, so for the numbers we will have the numbers in place. As you can see, this answer 4 4 and then 7, and for the text where we have A and Y, we will have the error. Okay, so this is sort of stuff we will do, and then what we will do, we will find the position of these numbers where exactly they are laying. Okay, now find their position. For example, 4 is on the second position, 7 is on the fifth position, and then I'm going to reverse that order. I'm gonna keep that order, you know, in the reverse order. For example, if the 7 comes here, then first of all, of 7th position we will count and we will put it, you know, in the array in this form. So 7 comes in the position called 4. So you're gonna have a 4, and then the fourth, on this number 4, it comes on the position called 2. So you're gonna have the 2 here, then rest, you know, 0 0 0, because we don't need that. So this is what first of all, guys, we will like to do. Okay, then I will multiply this with the 10, form that 100, ones, tens, 100 and 1000 series which I was telling you. Well, anyways, I know it's a little difficult to understand right away, but we can start this quickly, and then you will see how it is going to happen. The first thing which I want to do is I want to create a series which can give me the answer 1 2 3 4 5 and sort of that stuff. So for that you use the row function offset, and then you start from the A1 and then 0 and then 0, and then you got to give the height. Height actually is used for the table, how many, basically the number of rows you will have in your table. So I'm going to press Ctrl Shift Enter. Now, if you look at the table, and this is a very basic thing in the Excel we use, we'll have a series called 1 2 3 4, right? So I'll explain you. So basically what happens if I just remove this row function from here and I just press Ctrl Shift Enter. So what happens, this offset function, I'm using it as Ctrl Shift Enter, which will act as an array. So what will happen, goes in the A1, and from the A1, it starts from the A1. Because of this row in the column, you're not giving any movement, and then it will pick up the height actually means number of rows, and width means number of the columns. So number of rows we need is depends upon how many numbers we have here. So that is why use the length function. So length function will return me what? 4. So that means you will have an array which will hold 4 zeros, and if you press F9, this is what you will see. In order to get the row number, what I will use, I will simply use the row function. Now why I'm actually going to use the row number? Because I want to create a series which would give me the 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 series, depending how many values I have here. I have got 4 values, so this is fine. 1 2 3 4. So this is what actually I have here. So let me just remove these ones. This is, you got the 1 2 3 4. Now what is the next thing you want to do now? As if you read out the second, first of all, what we did, create a series as showed, and to do this we will use mid and row set, right? So we created the series 1 2 3 4, and we used the function called row and the offset. The second step is split the each text in a string and multiply it by 1 and keep the numbers as number. Remove the double quotes. So what happens now, the mid function, what mid function does, I go here. First of all, let me just copy the formula, the upper formula. I'm going to copy this formula, and now I come here, I press equals to and write mid function, go in this text, and what is my now start number? Generally when you write function in the Excel, you write the start number 2 or 3 4, from wherever you want to start, but this is an array. So what you will do, you will enter entire this function, this entire function here. So this function is going to return you 1 2 3 4. So imagine the power of the arrays, not just one, but it will also go in the second position, third position, fourth position, and then it will return the number of the characters which you will write here. How many characters do you want? Look at this parameter which is now showing a board. I'm going to write here 1, Control Shift Enter. So what will happen when you press F9, we use it, expand the formula to see how the formula output is coming. So guys, this is what you will see, A4, Y, and 7. Now in order to remove these code, right, so far we have been able to split out this function and split out this, actually the cell values, not the function. So we have A4 and Y7, but 4 and the Y comes in the double quotes, so they are not going to be considered as numbers, right? I'll tell you the reason, because if you just going to check that whether they are the number or not, so you write the is number function here, then you write Control Shift Enter. So what will happen, you will find every number is false, 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 false. So this is something we do not want, because 4 and 7 should show as a number. So that is why, let me undo it. So what you will do, in order to remove those double quotes from the number, you will multiply it with the 1. When you press Control Shift Enter and you go back to the F9, you would see that this is the output. Let me just paste the output over here. So this is the output of this function, which makes sense to me, because A and Y, the positions of A and Y shows showing as an error, and it makes sense because it cannot be multiplied with 1. So 4 multiplied with 1, it returns you the 4, and you can see now there are no double quotes here. And this is what we need. Now once you have done that, what is the next step? The next step is that you got to use this use is number, or to see which items are number. Now we would like to, let me copy the formula. Now we would like to capture the numbers here. I'm going to capture the numbers here. I'm going to see who all are numbers. So you're going to write here is number, and the same formula I'm going to copy and paste it. So when you press Control Shift Enter, this is what you will get, guys, which makes sense to me. I press F9, let me copy this output and let me just paste it here. Now you know that A is not a number, 4 is a number, that's why you see 2, and then 5 is not a number, and then 7 is a number. So we are going perfect, going the right direction. I have been able to get the false true, false true. Now why we are actually doing this, why we are interested in getting the true, because on the true I want to actually find out the position. I want to find the position of the 4 and the 7 where they're actually placed. So in order to find the position, what you will do, if you look at this, if the value is a number, find its position in the string. If it is not a number, we don't care. So how are you going to find the position? Now guys, in arrays false, when it gets multiplied with the false, it becomes 0, or it gets multiplied with 2, it again gets 0, because false is 0 and true is 1 in Excel. Right? So now what we are going to do, you remember this 1 2 3 4 how we created using this formula, right? This formula. So I'm going to copy this again. Now here what will happen, first of all, let me just copy this function. I'm going to multiply this. So you are going to come here and you are going to multiply it. Let me just write it down. Let's just not copy and paste. I can multiply it as well. So I'm going to start my reference from the A1 and then 0 and then 0. What would be the height? You know, height means number of the rows. How many rows I need? I need the number of the characters I have in the F4, and then you're going to use the comma 1 and I press Ctrl Shift Enter, and this is what I get to see, 0. In order to see what actually happened after this multiplication, I press F9 and look at this. Got 0204. So I'm just gonna write it here. So what happened? How you arrived from this false true, how you get to this number? So let me just explain you. Let me copy this here. This was the output, this formula where you need to know that exactly you have a number, right? So on the second position you have a number, on the fourth position you have a number because it says true. But in order to convert it into a number, because right now it says true only, I know it is on the second and the fourth, but we'll have to actually find it out. We will have to convert this into a number. So what we did is I have already created this array. I just multiplied this, I multiplied both these, basically the arrays. So what happens, the arrays gets multiplied. This false is going to be multiplied with this 1, this true is going to be multiplied with this 2, this false is going to be multiplied with this 3, and this true is going to be multiplied with this 4. So basically the adjacent, and the same index of the different arrays will be multiplied with each other. So as I said, false always is a 0 in Excel. So whenever you multiply false with any number, it will give you the 0, and finally the output would look like this, right? Which makes sense because 2 is going to be multiplied with the 2. So finally now you're able to find out the position, which is, I can see that on the second and the fourth index of the position I have my numbers, right? So now what actually we are going to do the next step. Let me delete, by the way, this, because this should not create any confusion. This was the previous, I was doing something, so that's why there. Now what we need is, now I want to change this order. I want to make it, if you look at this, change the order of positions in left to right direction. So basically what we need to do is, I want to reverse this order. I want to make it 4 and then comma 2 and then comma and 0 and then comma 0, right? This is what I need to do. You will see that why we are actually doing it. So in order to do that, in order to change this number, what we are going to do is we are simply actually going to use a large function. Okay, the large function, the first largest number, the second largest number, the third largest number, and the fourth largest number. So that's what we want to do. The first largest number obviously in this table is going to be 4, right? This is the last position. Obviously this will always be maximum. So you're going to write here large, and then you start the formula, and then in the array this function will come, right? And then you press comma, this takes you to the kth parameter. You can see this k. It means that what is the number, largest number you need. I need first, second, third, fourth, all. Okay, so in that case, now you can't write here 1 or you can't write here 2 because you need it the arrays. You need first, second, third, fourth all in one go. Alright, so again guys, you will use the same function, which is, now this time we are going to use that function in the kth parameter. So I'll use row and then offset, and then you're going to write A1. Now this can be L1 as well, this can be B1 as well. As long as you're putting it in the row number 1, you can choose any cell. So I'm going to write here 0 and 0, and then height. The height obviously would be the length of how many characters I have. This will form the 0 0 0 0, and then I will write here 1, and now this of the row function, this will be converted into 1 2 3 4. The moment you press Ctrl Shift Enter, look at this, what happens. You go to the equals to sign and you press F9. This is what exactly is going to happen, 4 2 0 0. So you have actually reversed the order. So what we said, if I want to explain it in a very layman language, I'm saying that in this table where you have 0 2 and 0 4, first find the first largest numbers. Obviously 4 would come, and then next would be the second largest number, which would be 2, and then third and fourth. So sequence will actually fall in the reverse order, right? Because of the reason these are the positions, and when you move left to right, positions are always goes in the ascending order, right? So if you want to have a look that what exactly happened here, if you just go to the formula and you just click on the evaluate formula, look at this. I'm going to run this function very quickly. Let me first click on the evaluate. So this is what it looks like. Okay, now look at this. Let me just click here, and I want to show you the large function, how it is going to work. So when you have this 0 to 0 4, you can see here, so far we are talking about the step 4. You have all these numbers 0 to 0 4. These are the numbers, means these are the positions of your numbers. 4 is on the second position and 7 is on the fourth position. We want to reverse it. So what happens, we created this array. So row offset A1 0 0 length F4. You click here, this is how it would look like. Offset A1 0 0 4, and if I run this A1 to A4, this is going to give me the 1, right? So this is going to give me the 1, and the 1 would come as 4. So I'm saying that in this table 0 to 4, I need to see the first largest number. You will get to see the 4. Remember, because it is an array, when you press Ctrl Shift Enter, naturally what will happen, this function then when it executed the 1, because this is the output you're getting from the kth parameter. So first it finds the first largest number, then it's going to find the second largest number, then it's going to find the third largest number, and then the fourth number. Okay, and eventually it will keep displaying the names. It will publish all the names one by one. Not the names, but the values, the positions, right? Now once you have this value, what you need to do now, again use the mid, because positions we have, they are in the sorted order. Each value from the string, but for numbers, text will not be coming here. Now what we need to do is, once we got the position 4 2 and 0 0, let us now get the numbers from out of it. These are the positions. I know that on the fourth position I have 7, so let us go ahead and extract these numbers. So I'm going to use again the mid function, guys, and before I do that, I just want to copy this. So we will be going to extract the numbers now using their positions, because we know their positions now. So I use the mid, I go in this text, and now what is the start number? What is going to be my start number? If I paste this entire formula, this entire formula will return 4200. So first it will go in the fourth position of this text. Okay, and how many characters do you want to return from there? Well, look at this. I want the one character only. Again, I'm using the mid, right? First we used here, we used the mid to actually make split the text. Once we split them out, we found that where are the numbers, right? Once we found where are the numbers, we actually changed their order. So the number which comes on the last, which is in this case 7, now we change the position of it. We reversed it, which we still have to know actually why we have done that. I will cover that. So now press Ctrl Shift Enter, and if you now go ahead and press F9, this is how it looks like. You can see that now you have all your numbers over here, 7 4 and then value. Obviously value is the error, so I can write here if error. So for my errors, please give me what? Give me the 0. Ctrl Shift Enter, because errors are those places where you have a text and you don't need that. So this is how it looks like, 74000, right? Guys, once you have done this, now what is the purpose of basically doing all this? You got the 7, you got the 4. Basically now I have the 7 and the 4. So what I will do now, I will multiply this 7 with 1. Okay, I will multiply with this 1, so it becomes 7. And then I'm going to multiply this 4 with what? I'm going to multiply this 4 with 10. Okay, then I'm going to add them, and you will have a number called 47. So this is what exactly we are going to do now, right? So why we have changed this order? Because you see it happened, how you going to get this 1 and 10, so I'm actually trying to form this kind of a series. Since I don't have these many numbers in my alphanumeric value, because I have got here only 2 numbers, I will not be following this 100,000 and the 10,000. So I just will I can manage this with simple 1 and 10, because 7 is in the ones position and 4 actually is in the tens position if you remove the y. Okay? So this is what we need to do. So what we will do, we are going to use this 10 raised to power 1, and then 10 raised to power 2, and then 10 raised to power 3. and then 10 raised to power 4. This is the function I'm going to use. 10 raised to power 1 means it's gonna give you 4 times 0, and then you will have here 10 raised to power 0 as well. So if I just show you, if I just press equals to, I press enter, see, this is what I will get, 1. This is going to be for my ones position. Okay, I just equals to before this, what will happen, you will have your tens. This is for your tens position. Then if you press equals to here, this is a simple math actually, you know, we are using the concept. So if you press equals to, this is what you will get, which is hundreds. Okay, then same for the, you know, this 10 raised to power 3. So when you're going to write here 10 raised to power 3, what will happen, you will have, you know, this became 1000, this became 1000, and so on, you know. This is how we calculate everything, right? So this is what we need to do. So in order to do that, I already have got this. Again, I'm going to make this series. I'm gonna show you this. Let me copy this. This time what I will do, I will write this Control V here and Control Shift Enter. Now you got to see here 1 2 3 4, right? Now the point is this 1 2 3 4 has one problem. It should actually start with 0 1 2 3, because if you look at this, if you just look at this formula, let me just delete this. This is 10 raised to power 0. 10 raised to power 0 means that it is going to be converted as 1. Okay, so 1 will be for the 1 position, because when you multiply 7 with 1, it should not change to anything. It should not be 70 or 700, because after all, you're gonna add it comes on the ones position, so there has to be no changes in that position while summing it up, otherwise it will create a problem. That is why when you get this you know, series called 1 2 3 4, I'm going to actually subtract -1 from it. Now when you press Control Shift Enter, what will happen, 1 will be subtracted from all these numbers, 1 2 3 4. So eventually this is how it is going to look like, 0 1 2 3. Let me copy this. That's how it is going to look like, 0 1 2 3. Now this actually 0 1 2 3, you will here write 10 raised to power. This is how we're going to write 10 raised to power, and then write Control Shift Enter. I'm going to press Control Shift Enter. Let me press F9. Alright, so I think there's some problem. First of all, I should have actually closed the brackets. Yes. Then the pod mask will do some wrong things here. Let's just put it in the brackets, and now let me press Control Shift Enter. Now you're gonna press F9 and look at this, guys. So this is what exactly you would see here. Let me paste it here. 1 in 100,000. Right? So now you know that if I multiply this array with this array, what will happen? 7 multiplied with 1 makes it 7, 4 multiplied with 10 makes it 40, and then 0 multiplied with 100 makes it 0, 0 multiplied with 1000 will make it 0, because they are all the text. So finally, when we add up 7 plus 40, you will have your answer as 47. That is the reason we actually reversed this. You know, first we have this 0204, which was the actual position of my numbers in my this text, but then we reversed it because then we just wanted to, you know, get this array in the sync with this 1 10 100 and 1000, because this is how you can make this array. It starts with the ones and tens and 100 and 1000. So the number which is in the ones is 7 in this case, it has to come first, so that, as you know, that when the arrays gets multiplied, they multiply with their corresponding indexes. It will never happen that 7 is going to be multiplied with 10. 7 is in the first index of array 1, and 1 is the, you know, again the index is on the index 1 of the array 2, so they will be multiplied. Corresponding element, the values gets multiplied. So finally, this is what exactly we need to do. So I'm going to copy this entire function right now in front of you, which returns your 7 4 and 2. So I'm going to write a Control Shift Enter then, and then I'm going to go back and I'm going to actually copy the entire formula, and we are going to multiply with this into, and I just start the bracket, press Control V and I just Control Shift Enter. Now when they are multiplied, you know what will be the output. This is the output 740 and 00. So once you have this output, you know what you need to do, right? You simply need to, let me just show it in the next line. I copy this and just write here Control V and then you just write here sum and you start the bracket. So everything will be summed and this is what you will get. If you want to do testing, you can do the testing. Let me write H4. Look at this. It's only showing in the 4. Right? Let's say this value. You see that, guys, it is actually working. So if you have an employee ID here and maybe some sort of stuff, you are able to see the number. This is perfect. Look at the formula. This is so big, right? So this is what, these are all the steps which you can note it down, and these are all the steps, you know, which one required to form this kind of an array. Right? So you can note all these steps, you can write these all steps one by one and then start practicing on it, right? So let me just reduce the size of it so that we can see, and maybe I can just reduce this. So these are all the 8 steps. In fact, I would say the nine steps which you can make. Now, no hurry. What we can do is I can simply copy this and I can go in the another sheet. And now suppose, because I also talked about the how to drag the formula, so I just write here some numbers, maybe in any order you can write. So here you have some values, some numbers. Okay, and I'm gonna paste the function here. I'm gonna press equals to and Control V, Control Shift Enter. Now you will have to see this F4 actually is not the F4, it has to be C3. So I'm gonna write here C3. Okay, and then again here also it is going to be C3. You're gonna write here C3, and A1 has to be freezed. So just freeze this so that every time the row should start from A1 and you will have all those 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 series. Length of F4 doesn't matter for us now. Should be actually C3, okay, because from the C3 the length would come and it will make the series. And then again I freeze this A1 because why I'm doing this, because I want to drag the formula. So you have the C3 here, right? So I'm doing it everything, guys, in front of you, so that if I get stuck I should be able to tell you that how to overcome it, because I know this is a long formula and you'll not learn it in just a one day. I mean, you have to practice a lot. I'm able to make it because I have a lot of time to these functionalities, the arrays. So don't worry about it. When you practice it, you will get to understand it. And for more examples, you keep watching these Excel playlist. There are already 10 videos there. So I'm gonna make it C3. We have the C3 and the last one is F4, and we're gonna make this again C3. Okay, length of C3 and length of C. I'm not freezing length of C3 because when I drag it down, it should be C4, then C5, and so on, right? So similarly, I'm nowhere going to freeze this mid also. So mid, I think we used in 2 places, if I remember. Yeah, everything looks neat and clean. Let me see. Yeah, we have it. I'm gonna drag it. Let me see. We got the 3, we got the 4, 3, 3, 4. Oh yes, this is really beautiful, right? This is how you can actually build this function, right? Just to summarize what we did. Now first, what we did, we actually split, we had split these H and 4 and 5 and 3. So we did this kind of a stuff. We said let's just split them, 4 and then 5 and the 3, right? Using the mid function, because mid is a function which generally can split them. Because how you use the mid, if you have to split them, how will you do it? You go in this text and you say that start number has to be 1 and I need the 1 character. You press enter, you get H. Next time when you write, how will you write it? Because I'm not entering now this as a Control Shift Enter. This is a normal function. Now next time you need the 4. So how are you going to write? You're going to start from the 2 and you want the 1 character. You got the 4. And then you again go and select the same cell and then you to C3 and then 1. So basically what happens for the mid, if you look at, if I just remove the equals to from this, for every mid your start number actually is changing, right? And the number of characters remains 1 because you want to split them. So number of character you need just 1. So in order to give this 1, 2 and 3, we created an series of using this function row, then offset. You can start from any cell, maybe P1, and then you can write 0 0, then give the height. Height depends how many basically the rows you need, and that will depend upon the value. So I'm selecting the C3, and the width I need just 1 column because there is no second column. When you press Ctrl Shift Enter, what will happen, you will get to see this 1 2 3 4. This is the same we are using in the mid function here when we started here. This is exactly what is happening. It starts, it goes in the F4, and then it first starts with the 1, returns the 1 character, then goes in the second, and then returns the 1 character. Why we are multiplying it with 1? Because when you split them, what happens, these 5 and 4, they come in the double quotes, right? Because they are part of alphanumeric series. So we don't need that. We have to remove that. That is why what we did, in order to remove the double quote, you get it multiplied it with 1. So 5 is going to be multiplied with 1, you will have 5, and 3 is going to be multiplied with 1, you will have 3. These will show the error, and these are really not a concern because they are the text entries. So finally, when you are actually able to find a position, that 4 is on the second position and 5 is on the third position, and then 3 is on the fourth position, we reverse the order. So we created the array with 4 3 2 1. If I look at this example, because in order to multiply it with 10 raised to power 0, I have to keep 3 here, right? And then I have to keep the 5, and then I have to keep 4, right? So I know that this is going to be multiplied with 10 raised to power 0, right? Which I showed you. This got to be multiplied with 10 raised to power 1, and this got to be multiplied with 10 raised to power 2, because mathematics, how you read this number, 3 is on the ones, 5 is in the tens position, and 4 is on the hundreds position. So when you multiply this 3 with 10 raised to power 0, 10 raised to power 0 means 1, you will have your answer as 3. 10 raised to power 1 means that basically 10 raised to power 1 means 10, so you will have here 50. Because 50 is going to be multiplied, 5 is going to be multiplied with this. This is going to give you 10 raised to power 2, which is going to make it as 100. So finally you will have here 100. Eventually adding this sum. So that is a technique actually, guys, we used it. So you can pause the video and you can have a look on this entire function. And I can do one thing. I can quickly go ahead and remove the equals to sign, just in case if you want to see the formula as well, because that way I think it is going to help you a lot. So this is the formula, right? So let me just click here, and I can wait on the left side, right? This is your step 1, step 2. Let me just hide it, and let me just, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to show you the result of these arrays as well. You can see here, this is how it is. And I can hide this as well, and I can further go ahead and give some more space, and let me just make it 8, and click here, you will see some more values here. And yeah, I hope now you are able to maybe just a second, let me this and put it here. I think that makes sense, right? So this way, these are the steps and these are the formulas we have used one by one. Okay? So I hope now this is going to make a lot of sense to you. You can I think from this, right? You have the answers here, and any questions if you have, let me know about it. Thank you so much for putting up such a wonderful question, and thank you so much for being a part of this channel. So guys, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel and keep coming with these amazing queries. Thank you so much for watching.